Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I gotta give a shout out to Abdul Razak. We did a show together previously on color magic. Now, this brother has released a somewhat, I'd say, dossier, I'd say instructions, or I'd say a study. That's what we'll call it. A study on voting and energy and electricity, electricians, electoral colleges, basically anything dealing with electricity and voting. And he even broke down the Hebrew meaning of Barak, which means lightning. Now, I mean, this is a very interesting read. He even compares the Mitt Romney and Obama campaign, 2008, 2012, with the Romney campaign when Barack ran against Mitt Romney. I mean, very interesting. Now, how it's laid out, and we'll get this up for you. As a matter of fact, I'll post it to my Facebook page, and my Facebook page has the cover of the book Consequences, and by Vince Cole Muhammad, book I wrote. But my Facebook page has the cover of the book that you can, that's how you know it identified, and it would be Facebook /COLBLAC, no space, just COLBLAC. We'll get that up so you can read it for yourselves. Now, vote is not really from his standpoint and from his studies, and it was very well put together. The VOTE really represents the VOLT. They want your votes. They want your energy to see which one of these candidates can draw your energy so that they can feed off of your votes, your electricity, to see who you likely would want to win. The most popular, the one who received the most votes, the most jolts, right? Then, if you notice in Minority Report, she's sitting in water, sending off electricity, just like the human body sends off electricity. Okay, then you have the electoral electrician. Everything around this election is the energy or electricity of man and woman to feed into a system that feeds off of your electoral colleges. Energized body, feeding off your energy, your electricity. Interesting. Word magic. Get a word close to the meaning, change it around, the people are dumbed down anyway. They'll never catch on, and so forth, and so have you. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting on how everything is played out. You know, we know in this election with Hillary and Donald Trump, you know, I previously said that, you know, the way this thing is set up seems like it would go to Donald Trump 11 days before the election. FBI drops a bombshell. Now the thing that gets me, I don't know if they were forced. Majority of the black people around the Clintons, if they were forced to participate, and if they were threatened, you know, threatened as in, you know how slavery went, look here, gal, this is how it's gonna go. You put this, you know, I have your black ass hanging from a tree. You know, I don't know if it went down like that with Donna Brazile and Loretta Lynch when Bill Clinton got on a plane. I don't know if he threatened them or what, but I do know, and this is not, you know, this is not me being because I'm totally or because I'm rooting for Donald Trump. Let's put it. No, not at all. What I observed is every black person who was tied to the Clintons got bit some kind of way. We'll go down the list real quick of a few. Donna Brazile lost her good job with CNN, giving the Democratic Party questions that they were going to ask Hillary during the debate. It came out she took the fall. But was she forced to do it, or did she do it on her own free will? Victim number one. Victim number two, I plead the fifth, Cheryl Mills, who was working for the State Department and handling the summer businesses, Clinton Foundation, as hiring people and whatnot for the foundation. She got jammed up in the emails. But the role she played and why she got jammed up, is it because she did it on her own free will, or they forced her to do it? Did they give her an offer she couldn't refuse? Let's go to Loretta Lynch, Attorney General. Now, Bill Clinton's the president. Loretta Lynch, Attorney General. Now, she knows the rules. Bill Clinton knows the rules. They were investigating his wife. She, as she said, she'd never do it again as far as to meet with him on that tarmac to have a disclosed conversation. And they said that they were talking about golf and grandchildren. But come on. No coincidence. The timing justifies the situation. And was she forced to meet with Bill Clinton? Or did she do it on her own free will? Who knows? Colin Powell, retired Army general sitting back in this lazy chair, might be kicking back a few brews or whatnot, minding his own business. The server scandal broke, and all of a sudden, Colin Powell told Hillary Clinton to do it. Now, he's back in the limelight. His legacy will be stained with this controversy from now until history's end. But he campaigned for Hillary Clinton because at first he said he didn't tell her. Then the emails came out stating that he said that there are consequences for doing this. You can get in a lot of trouble. It's illegal. Warned her. Did it anyway. She threw him under the bus, but he still campaigned for her. Is he campaigning for her out of his own free will, or did they make him an offer he couldn't refuse and he had no choice? I mean, it's interesting, you know. It's interesting. It's crazy. I mean, over and over again, time and time again, all these black people who were in direct contact with Hillary, some kind of way, they're getting sucked in by this campaign. Very interesting. This thing is very, 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 very interesting. You know, are they being thrown to the wolves? I mean, CNN had to let Donna Brazile go. Whenever her name comes up, she'll be tagged with the same, she'll be painted with that same brush that they're painting all of them when they write of you in history, and it would always come up. Cheated for Hillary Clinton. And you telling me to vote for the lesser of two evils? Man, are you telling me my ancestors, grandparents and great-grandparents, you trying to tell me they died so I can vote for Satan? Or 2016, are we saying that in 2016, black people are still so caught up in white people subconsciously in our genetic coding, in our DNA, we feel as though we have to protect white people from themselves. It's our duty. Are we saying it's our duty to prop up wrong, no matter how wrong it is? We still have to go along to get along, even if it's at the cost of our soul. You mean to tell me that injustice, that we can turn a blind eye to injustice simply because of the fact that I like this person? I'll ride with this person to the depths of hell because in my eye, these are good white folk, regardless of what their action says or states. You're telling me that in 2016, some religious leaders, Christian pastors, preachers, are you telling me in 2016, and probably read the Bible from front to back more than one time, can stand there and side with some of the 10 commandments that have been broken. And the reason being that you give your solidarity is because they promise you money. I don't know. I mean, you saying your moral compass, you had to turn it down, or you had to dial it back so far back until you can, now you're able to stand beside either of these candidates. It's crazy. As Brother Abdul Razak stated, they eating you alive or they draining your electricity. When they get through with you by joining and aligning yourself up with these people, when they finish sucking your energy, you will be walking around here looking like a zombie. Zapped. Zapped. 4 HZs, 4 years, 4 Hertz terms of the presidency. Hillary zapping all of their energy. Look at down in Brazil now. They sure she looked like a person whose energy had been zapped. Loretta Lynch, they done zapped her glow. Cheryl Mills, zapped. Now, Colin Powell, different story. Because he played the game, but he didn't put his energy in the game because he knew the game. Couldn't fully zap him, but they can, let's say they threw some water, they sprinkled some water on his electricity. Put it like that. Who else? You know? Who else did they zap? You know? When the sister talked about the 1994 crimes bill, Bill Clinton went off on her. About the super predator. Hey, they didn't like that. They did, but her energy was so strong that he had to raise his anger energy up, try to beat her down. That's why he got upset. He had to overcome her vibe. Y'all know how the game go. Why you think Donald Trump was saying Jeb Bush low energy, low frequency? Can't reach the people with low frequency. Now, another study is what causes low frequency in a person, but that's for a later date. Verbal Picks Radio, we out.